in the simple gospel, and I will rejoice in you.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to It's Simplest Form. Denise here. So I decided to switch it up a little bit, switch it up away from my set. But anyway, I'm just filming from my home office, aka a former hallway closet that I had a friend of mine to kind of, take out the normal shelving and put some custom shelves in here to have my, office equipment and books and storage and a desk and all of that good stuff. And it's a nice little cozy little nook. It serves its purpose very well. That's what you have to do when you have a small space. You got to make that thing work. You gotta see the glass half full and not half empty, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I just want to come to you very briefly and just do a recap of January. Just wanting to know, like, how did the challenge go for January? Were you did you pray for others more? Did you share your faith more? Did you read and study the word more? I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I actually committed to, getting up earlier before it was time for me to go to work. And actually, it went really well. I cannot say that every morning that alarm went off that I popped up and was like, yes, I'm going to dive into the word and get this revelation from the Lord. No, I didn't every day feel like that. But because I made that commitment to actually do that, each day, I realized within my mind the purpose behind it and what I wanted to accomplish. So, it actually went really well. And I was actually surprised because there were times when I read like a really simple verse, and I just got so much clarity out of it. I mean, it wasn't like a long, like the whole chapter. It was just one simple verse that, wisdom was just revealed. Like, wow, I didn't even see it like that. But, that part to me was very life changing. And then also, I always made a practice of praying for other people. So that wasn't too far from what I do on a normal basis. So that, I felt like, okay, I'm still in the flow of things as far as praying for other people more than I pray for myself. And when it comes to sharing my faith, now that part, I have to be honest, because I'm not the type of person that'll make myself something that I'm not. However, that part, I didn't share it with anyone new, but I shared things with people who I'm already around on a normal basis, and just interjecting principles that we as believers know that they're godly principles, but whenever I share it with those people, because they know the spirit behind me, then they know, like, okay, she trying to Jesus me. But I didn't necessarily share it with anyone new. So that is something that I will, commit to spilling over in the months to come. I mean, shoot, what? We got 11 more months to go. So, I'm going to stay mindful of it. But just wanting to see how everything was going with you. I know this month is usually in the Christian community, a lot of churches, a lot of individuals, they do a fast. And I would like to see, like, how did that go? I do know, like, normally whenever people fast, and this is what I have heard about it, is that it doesn't necessarily change God's position, but it makes us as believers more sensitive to his presence, to his word, to revelation. It just amplify our spirit man whenever we do commit to fasting before the Lord for an intended purpose. So that's just something that actually took place in my life. I did fast for the month of January. And, again, like I said, the simple things that I read from the word, the simple things that I went in to actually study, they were so much more clearer to me. They honestly was. And it was just like real small things like, whoa, okay. Like, for instance, today, when I went in, I said, okay, for this month, I wanted to go back through the gospel. And I'm starting in Luke. And, after Jesus had been tempted by the enemy, after he fasted for 40 days, and when he went into the synagogue and, he read the scripture, I can't remember what it was, but when he read that scripture, and then he said to, openly inside the synagogue, he said, behold, the scripture has been fulfilled. And, the people who were in there were astonished by him. But someone said, isn't that Joseph's son? And that little part right there jumped out at me, because it made me see how whenever people are walking in the fullness of who God ordained them to be, there will be times, there will be people who will minimize them, will pull them down to a familiar place. Here it is, Jesus, the Son of God, but yet that particular person or whoever had said that, it was like, isn't that Joseph's son? Ain't nobody but Mary, baby. But even in that, he said that further down in that same passage, he was talking about how a prophet is not honored in his own hometown. So, with that in and of itself, I heard that. But just the concept of how people can be familiar and not really understand the fullness of who God called you to be, because for them, they're kind of dull in their spiritual senses. So that was just one thing, but it was many more things that I've learned that jumped out at me in January. So, but anyway, didn't want to be long, but I just want to share that with you, and just to see how everyone is going. And you can anticipate more videos to come. Like, comment, and share. Also subscribe. And like I said, if there's anything that you want to kind of hear me talk about, just let me know. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to In Its Simplest Form.